democratic community, people like to talk things over when they have to make decisions. But sometimes talking doesn't seem to accomplish its purpose.
20 years.
Please, gentlemen. One at a time. You'll all get a chance to speak. Let's try and get the facts on this junior high school proposal.
What I want to know is this. Why do we need a new junior high school?
Well, that's easy. Because every school in town's overcrowded.
Yes, but why can't we just enlarge the schools we already have? Why build a new school way out in the north end of town?
Because the north end of town is growing up fast. The people out there need their own school.
How do we know the new school's the answer?
Well, why not find out what other towns are doing and get some expert advice?
That's just it. We don't know enough about this problem.
That's right. Let's get the facts.
The way we make decisions in our democratic system has a profound effect on our welfare and happiness. Whether we're dealing with a personal problem or a business matter, whether we are deciding on our schools, our taxes, or any other community problem, the first thing we have to do is get the facts. The next step is to consider different opinions based on the facts. And the final step is to weigh the facts and opinions with understanding and objectivity. These standards apply to everyone. Whether it's a family planning where to take a vacation, or a group of students discussing a school project, or a women's club planning a charity drive, or a city council debating a community problem, all of them have to have the facts before they are able to reach intelligent decisions.
This information is helpful, but I still don't think we have enough to settle this question tonight.
Well, we've heard the recommendation, and I think we ought to put it to
more information.
All right. How about all of us trying to get more facts? Agreed?
Though nearly everyone recognizes the need for facts in order to form intelligent opinions, they do not always know how to get the facts. A number of sources of information are available to us which can provide the facts we need to make decisions wisely. In this day of high-speed communication, more and more information is flowing to us through various channels. What are some of these channels or media of information? Our principal source of information about timely events is the press, the daily and weekly newspapers, which report the current news of our own community and elsewhere. Radio and television newscasts contribute to the stream of facts, and weekly news magazines also help to provide us with a large and varied fund of information about past and present happenings.
Say, did you go to that community meeting about the school last night?
No, but I heard it on the morning news broadcast.
Little nippy this morning.
Oh, good morning.
How are you?
Hi.
Say, why did you fellas turn down that school proposal last night?
Well, we didn't turn it down. It's just that a lot of us didn't think we had enough information to make a decision.
Oh, it doesn't bring that out here in the paper.
Although newspaper and radio reports give us wide and speedy coverage of events, they have some limitations. They present the timely and objective facts about an event, but seldom have space to give all the details and interpret them. Some editors regard local news as of far more interest to their readers than national and international events, while others play up the events that are emotionally exciting. However, most editors are responsive to the wish of readers for adequate information on any topic of public interest.
Frank, you know McNair here. He's president of the school board.
Of course. How are you, Mr. McNair?
Mac doesn't think we've done right by our readers on that junior high school problem.
Well, we'd be glad to publish more about it, Mr. McNair, but where's the story?
Well, if your readers had had more information about this school problem, we'd have been able to settle the thing last night. Why not assign a good reporter to investigate this school situation? Talk to teachers and parents. Report to the community just what the facts are.
Hey, that's not a bad idea. Can we give it the space?
Yes. I think we ought to give our readers all the facts we can on this problem.
Okay. Ed, where are you, Ed?
Most newspapers and newscasters try to provide the essential information on virtually all issues and events of current importance. But it's up to the reading public to make intelligent use of this information. One way of making sure we are getting all the essential facts is to read the same news in different papers, comparing what they emphasize and what facts they present. And when it comes to national and international news, it's helpful to read papers from more than one community. But whichever newspapers we read, the important thing is to use them fully, taking advantage of the wide range of information they offer. Besides their news of sports, their comics and women's features, there are the pages devoted to local, national, and international events, providing essential information on many important problems. Magazines are another useful source of information. They also feature timely topics, but offer more background facts than newspapers do.
Oh, by the way, Fred, the new Women's World came in today. There's an article in here you ought to read.
What, I should read stuff like that? I'm not interested in clothes and cookery.
But this is an article on the school problem by a well-known educator. You're looking for information about that, aren't you?
Yes. What does he say?
Well, he tells what various cities are doing about it.
He does, huh? I guess I'd better look into this.
But magazines, like newspapers, are limited in scope. For complete background information, we have to use other sources, the books and research studies to be found in our libraries.
Yes, Mrs. Clark, this is an excellent book on child care. Well, I do hope it'll help me with Bobby. I'm sure it will, Mrs. Clark.
Hello, Miss Andrews. I was wondering if you have any material on junior high schools.
Oh, yes, I think we do, Mr. Reiser. What sort of thing are you interested in?
Well, you know, some of us are studying the question of building a new junior high school.
Oh, yes, I read about it in the paper. I'm sure we have some material that would help you. Let's look in the card catalog.
Libraries provide us with information on the broader and more basic aspects of topics of personal as well as public interest. Here are publications giving facts and figures, reports on systematic research, books and pamphlets containing the analyses and opinions of expert scholars and specialists.
Now here's a book on school planning for the average community. And here's one written by one of the specialists right here in our own university. You know, you might talk to the man who wrote this book.
Yes, I'll see him. As soon as I've read the book.
The facts and opinions provided by specialists or experts on a subject are usually the soundest kind of information. Specialists are generally recognized as knowing more about a subject than anyone else. But the experts often differ as to the facts and their meaning. And of course, not everyone who speaks and writes for the public is really an expert. So it is best to consult many sources of information before we form our own conclusions.
I'd say there's no question we should build a new junior high school.
Oh, just a minute. I'm not sure about that. Not sure at all.
Well, why not? You've looked over most of this information. You know what the facts are.
Yes, but they don't convince me.
But what about this series of articles in the paper? These certainly show you how much we need the new school.
Yes, and look here. Here, did you see these figures?
Yes.
And these? They give you the picture.
Yes. But I'm more impressed with what this fellow says in this magazine.
Just that one man's opinion. I'll tell you what's wrong with you, Fred. You've been against building this school from the very beginning.
I have a right to my own opinion.
You didn't start out with an opinion. You started out with a prejudice.
What do you mean by that?
He means you made up your mind before you had any facts to go on. That's a prejudice. You can't form a real opinion on anything until you've got the facts and considered what they mean.
Yes, and you've allowed this prejudice to blind you to the facts all along.
Perhaps so. But I'll do my best to consider all the facts, even if I am prejudiced.
Well, you can't use the facts unless you tackle a problem with an open mind. Now, let's get this stuff organized. And so, ladies and gentlemen, I believe we have enough facts on this junior high school problem. The newspapers and the news broadcasters have given us a lot of help in stories on this problem. Besides this, there have been some good articles in the magazine, and I guess we've delved into every important book and study on this subject. We know now that digging down to the bottom of things like this is an exciting and valuable experience. Now is the time to pool the information we have and reach a decision, an intelligent, considered decision based on the facts.